Hello beautiful people. The month of scares was another great month for indies, with a wide variety of releases that were not just horrors. We had some great titles from an open-ended retro FPS, a fantasy slot machine, and even a dating game where you date a ninja. But let me know what you've been playing, whether it came out this month or not. And before we continue, hey, I'm Wolfman Dan, and I love talking about indies. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year, and if you liked the video, please subscribe. Now, let's start with the list. Sit back, relax, grab a drink, and let's start wishlisting. House of Necrosis. A turn-based horror RPG that takes a lot of influence from the original PlayStation Resident Evil titles. It's essentially a mystery dungeon crawler like the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon or Shiren the Wanderer games. Explore the mansion, pick up weapons, items, and fight off various horrors that might look very familiar to seasoned horror game fans. Dungeon crawlers like this are pretty difficult and require lots of trial and error, which will be a turn-off for a lot of people. Luckily, the more monsters you kill, the stronger your weapons become, along with yourself. And if your gun fails, why not cast some spells? Clearly, the developer has run a little fast and loose with the inspiration for the title, but that's the stuff I like to see. The combination of the Resident Evil survival horror elements and dungeon crawlers don't seem like they would work, but through some magic of its own, it's a fun time. Also, the early PSX style graphics and soundtrack make the game feel surprisingly cozy. An interesting take on survival horror. Check it out. This is No Cave, a minimalist one-click parkour game, playable with just your mouse. Propel, jet boost, and sling yourself through a multitude of intricate levels with your suit's thrusters and grapple hook. But if you think you can just go at your own pace, sorry, but you're not the apex predator here. Instead, it's the most dangerous of animals, worms. While this might sound like a simple game, it requires some time to get decent at, let alone master. I struggled at first to get familiar with the timing and concept of a single button control style, but once you lock in, nothing beats the exhilaration of running through an area in one go. It's a lot of fun, but don't worry, if you instead like the minimalist graphics and vibes, then there are options to make the game easier, like slower game speed, more dashes. This is unfortunately one of those games that will go under people's radar, but why not take a leap and try it out? Shrine's Legacy. A dark shadow has fallen over the land of Ardemia, and it's up to two young heroes to step up and use the Sword of the Shrine to save the world from doom. An action RPG that takes very clear inspiration from the SNES era, most notably the Quintet trilogy. Even at a distance, you can see the elements of Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, and Terranigma. 3 excellent RPGs I would recommend checking out and playing however you can. Wink. Playing as Rio and Reima, you can either play with a friend or alone, and have the computer take over the other character. The combat and puzzles will require the use of both of them. Explore the world to find treasures and secrets on your journey in your quest to find the 8 elemental gems of magic. Every jewel can be equipped for spells or elemental effects on your weapons to help in combat, and the effects, much like the game, look gorgeous. The pixel art is up there with the best of the time period it's emulating, and the music matches as well, featuring some catchy and beautiful scores. A lot of content for a game from 2 developers at Positive Concept Games, and worth checking out if you missed some older styled SNES era gameplay. Call of the Golden Valley. Get ready for some shrimp on the Barbie, ruse, and other Australian stuff. I just know rugby, dude, not much more. Go Springbokke. You're Danielle, an American tourist traveling to an old town in the Australian countryside to visit your friend Marissa, and upon arrival, you find out that Marissa is not only nowhere to be found, but that she's actually one of the many people who've recently vanished from the town. Now it's up to you to find out what happened to her, talk to the townsfolk, solve puzzles, and put together the pieces of this mystery, and make sure Marissa is found. You have a deduction board to help connect the dots. You can use either the internet or explore the town to find out how they're connected. These investigative games have been doing really well this year, and between the interesting setting and very intensive search for clues, Call of the Golden is another great title. Find out what's really hiding in the countryside of this sleepy little town, in a game that's a mixture of Twin Peaks and Wake and Fright. Get your investigative gaming fix with this title. Slots and Daggers. A strange and fun blend of slot machine and fantasy RPG. Pull the lever and get a combo going to either attack, block, or make more money. A game that really takes the one more turn approach to roguelites and keeps your hand firmly glued to the lever. This isn't the first game to try this. Luck Be a Landlord or Clover Pit are other great titles to get stuck in. Expect to go on a journey in a weirdly stylized fantasy world where you fight various creatures with terrifying designs and abilities that put your luck to the test. I played the demo until very late one night. Luckily, I live with people who remind me I need my beauty sleep and also need to be at work the next day. The game is only about 4 to 8 hours long, but things get more complicated as you unlock and buy more abilities further down the line. Fun times, but just remember, take a break sometimes. The Farmer was replaced. An automation and coding game where you try to optimize a drone to take care of your farm, while you sit back and sip on your sarsaparilla. Instead of grinding to get your farm and production up to scratch, program your drone with a simple Python-like language. What's Python? Don't worry, the game's going to make sure you know some simple programming before you harvest your first crop. The better you get, the more resources you earn, which can be used to spend on new technology to help your automation improve even further. There are a lot of programming games on Steam, but The Farmer was replaced from Timon Herzog is meant as a more introductory game to programming, and will be great to check out if you're interested in dipping your foot in coding and feeling the satisfaction of seeing your code work out when you hit execute. Or horribly break down and burn down the farm. Hey, it's all about learning. Don't be too hard on yourself. Stray Children, a JRPG from the creators of cult classics Moon, Tulip, and Rule of Rose. A bittersweet fairy tale adventure taking place in a world where all adults have started attacking children without provocation. You play an unnamed boy who finds himself transported to this strange world and needs to find a way home or be eaten. You'll eventually come face to face with these horrible and disfigured adults and be forced to take part in turn-based battles against the Alders, which you can either fight or use your words as a weapon. When attacking, you hit prompts at the right moment, and if you succeed, you can combo together attacks to deal more damage. But like Undertale, you can talk things out, which turns battles into logic puzzles. But don't think enemies will just sit and listen. When they attack, the game turns into a bullet hell as you dodge their projectiles. The visuals are gorgeous, and the oppressive atmosphere helps differentiate this RPG from others that came out this year. Take a chance if you want to play something different and memorable. Mohrta, another release from the amazing Scumhead, a non-linear FPS where you explore strange and otherworldly dimensions, marked by some interesting visuals and unique atmosphere as you explore the 5 different dimensions and slay an enormous cast of bizarre creatures. You know, it's the old, meet interesting and stimulating creatures of an ancient culture, and kill them. While GZ Doom is going through some controversy right now, Scumhead once again proves the versatility of the engine, and how to just make a game that's incomparable from its contemporaries. While enjoying the amazing vistas and sights, you'll acquire a huge roster of weapons, each upgradable to fit your own playstyle, but if all else fails, whip out a sword and start swinging. This has somehow worked for my YouTube channel, so I can't see it failing here. Scumhead's previous games have all had incredible atmosphere inside unique worlds, and this title has somehow topped all those previous games. Also, check out Shrine 1 and 2 if you're on the fence. They're completely free, and pretty good. The Good Old Days, a Metroidvania that isn't about difficult combat, infuriating bosses, or spectacle. Can it even be done anymore? The Good Old Days wants to try. You're Sean, a young boy who ventures into the fictional city of Arostia to repay his father's massive debt. With the help of your 3 friends, you'll try to raise enough money by finding secret locations, completing difficult tasks, and other side quests to raise more cash. Each of the 4 have their own abilities to help out, whether it's to help you reach previously inaccessible areas or allow you to complete quests to make more money. The counter at the top is always ticking up as you get more cash. The world is large and filled with other strange characters to interact and meet, most of whom are some cheeky references to film and gaming, which is fine. Nostalgia is such a double-edged sword for gaming, as it can either hit that wonderful dopamine or just make you cringe. But luckily Good Old Days also has fun exploration, amazing graphics, and is a genuinely unique Metroidvania. 1998, The Toll Keeper's Story. Choice is the most powerful tool in gaming. Whether to help out or let the bad things come to pass is such a difficult and nuanced question that the Toll Keeper is ready to ask you. Play as Dewi, a mother-to-be working as a toll keeper in the fictional country of Yanapa, a nation teetering on the edge of chaos. Navigate daily challenges as you go on your shift where you need to inspect vehicles, check documents, and verify people's identities, and then decide who's allowed to pass through the border. All your decisions have consequences as you try to navigate this chaotic world while also protecting yourself, your job, and unborn child. Very intense and harsh themes pepper this game. It's not for everyone, unless you feel like involving yourself in a beautiful narrative where the choices and consequences are real. Once those credits roll, your decisions will stick with you long after. 1998 The Tollkeeper Story is a game to not just play, but immerse yourself into. Refate, Echoes of Desire. Sometimes, I need to inject something strange into my videos and just chat earnestly about a game. This is one of those times. You wake up with amnesia in Tokyo and find yourself caught between the Yakuza and police, and the only way to find out who you are is by romancing one of 8 ladies. Either a cop, ninja, boss, that's a little nondescript, heiress, teacher, model, izakaya owner, or a college girl. Now you might be asking, how are all these even connected? This is one in a long line of FMV games I've been noticing lately. There have been at least 1 or 2 Asian FMV games coming out a month, and I kind of want to play them because some of them look insane and deranged. Refate Echoes of Desire is one of those titles. The Steam page has the perfect description. One moment, you're lingering in tender ambiguity. The next, you're gasping. Who stabbed me in the back? If you've played these titles, please, let me know more about them below. I'm so curious about how they play. But if you want to seduce some hot Japanese ladies, then check out Refate. Personally, I like the ninja girl, because I like to be with someone who keeps my life in their hands and is well proportioned. My wife just shot me a look. Next game. The Lonesome Guild. Friendship. The only cure for loneliness. Although a 2-liter Coke and some Friday night gaming also helps. But the Lonesome Guild is all about friendship, and how beating up someone as a group is more effective than doing it alone. You're a ghost, a spirit who awakens through a world covered in a mist of loneliness that's spreading, and with the help of 6 misfits, you're going to fight back against it. Lonesome Guild is an action RPG where you can switch between the 6 characters on the fly to solve puzzles, navigate the world, and most importantly, fight monsters. They all level up as their friendship deepens and you learn new abilities to help in deciding which characters you favor in order to create your dream team. Tiny Bull's previous title was a dark adventure game about a plague ravaging the world, so seeing them try their hand at something more light-hearted is good for the soul. Pick it up if you want a fun ARPG with a wide variety of characters to play as. Tormented Souls II. The long-awaited sequel to an underrated gem. Step back into the shoes of Caroline Walker after the bombshell ending of the first game and explore the secluded Villa Hess. Craft improvised weapons to once again fight off terrifying creatures and use your supernatural powers to switch between realities in order to reshape the real world to help you progress. I made a video about this earlier in the week that goes into a lot more detail about why I love this game and tank controls. It's controversial, I know, but check out the video and then go play one of the best horror games of the year. Silly Polly Beast. Tormented Souls 2 wasn't the only great survival horror game that came out in October. Silly Polly Beast by solo developer Andrei Chernyshov, I don't know if I'm saying that right, is an action horror game where you play the perpetually unlucky Polly, who has escaped a nightmarish orphanage, only to find herself trapped in the underworld. A unique horror game with Metroidvania elements where you'll use your skateboard in conjunction with guns to take on denizens of the underworld. The game uses multiple camera angles, from side view to top down, and twin stick controls for combat as you move, dodge, and aim to hit and take down nightmarish creatures. You'll unlock new abilities as you progress, thanks to making a pact with a shadowy figure in the underworld. These will help you to traverse the world, and you can also use them in battle to help gain an advantage. There's a demo out that you can try, and it's such a great little slice of a unique game. Think Parasite Eve mixed with Silent Hill and Osho. A really interesting combination that does not disappoint and is one of the best releases of October. Yikes. Another video done, and wow, so many great games. Who even has the time? I wish I did. But let me know what games stood out for you and what you plan on putting on your wish list. Personally, I really want to play Silly Polly Beast and Stray Children, but my backlog is so big I have to start charging rent. Thank you for watching, I hope you have a great time gaming, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.